What's up, Michigan fans? Welcome back to the Maize and Brew podcast, where we talk all things Michigan football and basketball. We got a fun show today. I'm going to continue my position group breakdown, and today we're going to talk about the wide receiver room, talk about what studs we got in there, and what other pieces maybe that we're forgetting about. We're going to break it down. We'll break down the keys to victory for Michigan Wolverines basketball team as they take on Northwestern tonight. And of course, at the end of the video, stick around to the end and I will reveal the results to yesterday's question of the day, in which I asked, which player do you feel most confident will live up to the hype? All that and more on this episode of the Maize and Brew podcast. Let's get it. All right, today we're going to be talking about these wide receivers for the Michigan Wolverines football team for next year, a position group that I am excited about because it looks stacked on paper. You've got some receivers that have shown a lot of production at the collegiate level, and you've got some who showed a lot in high school and are finally going to get a chance to show what they can do at the college level. And then you've got some good depth pieces who have flashed at times, who maybe have had some struggles at time, and we'll see how it all comes together. But I'm excited, so let's get started. And first of all, we got to talk about our number one guy, the number one receiver for the Michigan Wolverines. I'm talking about Andrew Marsh, sophomore. He was a freshman last year and quickly stole our hearts because he was fantastic. I will never forget that Northwestern game when he made that amazing sideline catch that really won us that game, and so many other catches. He was the one guy that you could count on to make a highlight reel play, to get open. If you throw it up to him, he was most likely coming down with it. If it was anywhere near him, he runs great routes, and he has got just so much talent and huge potential for a breakout season, even more so than last year, especially in this offense with Jason back, the running game, better blocking, more weapons around him to take away the double team threat from him. It's going to be hard for them to take him out of the game. He's going to have a lot more one-on-ones, and they're going to move him around. They're going to do amazing things with him, and Bryce Underwood's going to be better this year. And I am just really excited. So let's take a look at how his stats were last season. So as a freshman last year, Andrew Marsh appeared in all 13 games. He started 8. The first few games he got in here and there, but for some reason it took them a while to give him more playing time, even though he flashed early on. But he ended up having 45 catches for 651 yards and 4 touchdowns. He had a couple of rushes for 13 yards, one of them a touchdown. He also returned 4 punts for 45 yards and 16 kickoffs for 378 yards. And of course, earned his first varsity letter. He was a all Big Ten selection. He was a freshman All-American. He was Big Ten Freshman of the Week after the Northwestern game, which was fantastic. He set freshman records with 12 catches and 189 yards receiving in that game against Northwestern. Unbelievable. So he has just been a beast, and I'm excited. Cannot wait to see what he does next. It's going to be fantastic. So what else? Who else does he have for sure? We're going to talk about the starters first and then move into the backups. So the next starter, we're going to talk about one that he wanted to have brought in through the transfer portal that I'm really excited about to see what he's going to do. And that is coming over from Texas, former 5-star wide receiver who's going to get his chance to shine. This guy is going to be awesome. I'm talking about Jamie French with 2 Fs. He's going to be special. He didn't play that much. There was a lot of upperclassmen and really good receivers ahead of him at Texas. He was a true freshman. He didn't have that opportunity that Andrew Marsh did here at Michigan, but now he's going to have that chance, and he is going to eat, I think. Dude can run some great routes. He's twitchy. He can make guys miss. He's got breakaway speed once he does get open in the field. He's going to have a lot of yards after catch. He's got good hands. He's going to be fun. He's a smooth route runner, one of those guys that runs and doesn't look like he's running that fast, but he really is. And he's going to be great in this offense. I think he could play outside. He could play slot. He's going to be a great addition. Let's talk about his high school stats. As a freshman, he had 8 catches, 116 yards, and 2 touchdowns. As a sophomore, he really started to take off. He had 44 catches for 671 yards and 5 touchdowns. As a junior, he broke out 62 catches, 1,247 yards, and 14 touchdowns. And then as a senior, He had 35 catches, 621 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So overall, his stat line for his high school career was 149 catches, 2,655 yards, 23 touchdowns, and he had a long of 65. But he had a long of 65 his sophomore year, his senior year, and in junior 58 yards. So he proved that he has big play capability. And if you watch his highlights, like I said, he is a smooth operator, runs great routes, has good hands, and has some good speed. He's going to be a fun one to watch. He's got some charisma. Oh, him and Marsh together is going to be awesome. And if that was it, I would be excited, but it's not. We've got 2 more huge pieces that are going to get us really pumped and make this offense go. Let's talk about the next one, and that is another transfer portal get from Utah, J.J. Buchanan. Now, when I first saw J.J. Buchanan come in, thought tight end, oh, that's awesome. But then I dug in more and realized he didn't really play tight end at Utah. He played receiver because he's just such a beast at receiver. He's great at catching contested catches, getting open, getting that possession catch. But he's also got some sneaky speed that he can run away from guys. And he's not really into blocking. He just wants to be a wide receiver. So he'll play wide receiver. And now all of a sudden you've got him, Marsh, and French going. What a great start with those 3, but we've got one more to talk about after Buchanan. But let's take a look at Buchanan's stats last year at Utah. All right, so last year, J.J. Buchanan caught 26 balls for 427 yards and 5 touchdowns, averaged 16 yards per reception. That's insane. He had a long of 60 yards for a touchdown. Looking at his stats for the season, his best game came in the bowl game when they blew up Nebraska in the Vegas Bowl. He had 4 catches for 76 yards and a touchdown. So fantastic player. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch them all together. It's like if you double Marsh, French is going to be running crazy routes and getting open. Buchanan's going to be out there in a mismatch. He's just an athletic freak. If you need a quick first down, he's going to get it for you with those tough hands. If you want to throw it up in the end zone, he's going to be able to go up and get that contested catch. If Underwood's feeling a little pressure and Buchanan's deep one-on-one, throw it up. He's like Megatron out there. He's going to catch it for my Lions fans. So I'm really excited already. But we have one more really good signing, kind of a half transfer portal, half recruit, and that is Celesi Moa. From Utah, they got him, and I'm really excited about him. He's going to play some defensive back, probably return some punts and kicks, but he also is going to be a receiver. He is very fast. Again, great hands, runs great routes. He will be amazing. He can play the slot. They could throw him in at running back. They could do some reverses. They could do some wide receiver screens on the outside. They could send him streaking deep because he is quick. He is going to be an awesome part of this offense. And all of a sudden, you throw him in there, and you have French, you have Buchanan, you have Andrew Marsh. Pick your poison. If we have the run game going and the offensive line is blocking well, and Bryce learns and grows under this coaching staff, which I think he will, and you got Jason Beck, a genius, scheming these guys open with routes. Holy Toledo. And then if we have a tight end room that steps up and stays healthy and they realize their potential, this offense is going to be wild. I'm really excited for the starting core of receivers to see what they can do. It's going to be a lot of fun. But let's take a look at what we've got behind them between returning depth and some freshmen coming in. All right, so now let's talk about some depth pieces. We're going to separate this. First, we're going to look at returning players, and we're going to talk about guys that had a chance last year and kind of blew it a little bit. We're going to talk about guys that flashed and never really have gotten a huge shot yet. And then after that, we're going to talk about incoming players that we haven't talked about yet, transfer portal recruits, and see where they stand. So first of all, my first guy that had a chance last year but kind of blew it, didn't get the job done, Channing Goodwin. I was really excited about him, thought he was going to have a chance to go off. He would get open a lot. He ran some good routes. He had some good speed, but he had the dropsies, could just never make that big play to cement himself, could never be consistent. But a great dude, good locker room guy, has a lot of talent. So, He'll probably be helpful on special teams, helpful in practice. He may get in here and there. Good insurance depth with experience if there were an injury, but I just don't see him doing too much more. Let's take a look at his stats from last year. He started 6 games at wide receiver, appeared in all 13. He had 12 passes for 148 yards, so just not a ton of stuff going on. He did do a really good job his freshman year on the scout team, so he's a talented guy. He still has a lot of value to the team player. So I don't see him doing a ton this year, stats-wise, but I think he could do a lot of little things in practice, maybe on special teams. And like I said, it never hurts to have a guy that's been in college a couple years, has some talent, in case anybody gets injured, but I don't see him doing a ton more than that. Now we got 3 guys that are returning that I think have a lot of potential and just have never had that shot. But now with this coaching staff helping them develop and realizing their skill and how they could fit in, I think some of these guys might have a chance. We're going to start with least likely to most likely, I think, to have an impact. Least likely, I think, out of these 3 is probably Imarian Stewart. I do like him. I think he has a lot of talent, and who knows? I'm not saying he won't make an impact or won't get some reps, won't get to play, but out of these 3 I'm going to talk about, I think he has the least. But let's talk about him for a second. He's going to be a junior this year. He's 5'11", 180, shifty guy, quick. He hasn't played at all. He hasn't gotten any stats registered, but he was scout team of the week multiple times. So he's somebody that is really important in practice. And again, a good depth piece. He's been on the team, been in the locker room. The guys know him. So he's important to have there. He could get a little bit of play time. Who knows? But I think he's going to kind of keep that same role he's had most likely, unless there's like a blowout or something like that. But then moving up the list, next we have Kendrick Bell, a guy that has made some big plays here and there, but not consistently. He hasn't gotten consistent playing time, but he is someone that has made a big play and flashed here and there. He's somebody that has speed, size. I really like him. But let's talk about his stats. He's going to be a senior this year. So as a freshman, he didn't record any stats. As a sophomore, he caught 7 passes for 70 yards. And as a junior, he appeared in all 13 games. He started 1 at wide receiver, but he didn't really have a lot of registered stats. 3 passes for 54 yards, but he did have a touchdown. And he caught a 30-yard pass against New Mexico State. Again, another guy that's been scout team player of the week. So he has some skill. He's got experience. Again, good locker room guy. So he could have a chance to flash. That's kind of been his MO. He goes in for a play here and there, and he ends up making a big play, but he hasn't been consistent. And with some of the stacked receiver room they have now, I don't see him getting a ton of opportunities, but I think he will make the most of it if he gets 1 or 2 here. And then finally, out of these ones, the one returning player that I'm very intrigued by and that I think will get more reps than the others and could carve out a role for himself, and maybe a bigger one going forward, is Jamar Browder. Freshman last year with Andrew Marsh, wasn't quite ready, and who knows, with the coaching staff from last year, who knows why he didn't get more playing time. The dude is a specimen. Let's talk about him. 6'5", 215 as a freshman last year. Who knows? He may be into the 220s now. I don't know. I'll have to look and see. But he did appear in 7 games, and he contributed on special teams. He didn't register a catch. But in high school, he did have 50 receptions for 1,137 yards and 12 touchdowns in his senior season. He also ran the ball quite a bit and averaged 12 yards per carry. So this guy's athletic. He's got huge size. So I'm excited to see what this coaching staff sees in him and does with him. I think he could have a nice role, throw him out there once in a while in certain situations, certain plays, create a mismatch, put him in at the goal line. I'm excited to see what he does. And I knew that he had the size and stuff like that, but I didn't realize how he did as a runner. So maybe you put him in and they're thinking, oh, they're going to throw it up, but then you do a reverse or put him in motion and just hand the ball off to him. Who knows? But he's somebody that I'm excited to see if maybe Beck finds a way to get him in and give him more of an opportunity than he had with the old coaching staff. He won't get a ton because there's so much ahead of him, but with that size and that skill set, they're going to find a use for him. So I'm excited to see how he fits in. And now let's talk about the newcomers. We've got one transfer portal addition we didn't talk about yet, and then two freshmen coming in, two recruits. First, let's talk about, we'll look at this least likely to most likely again. Least likely, Braden Alford, son of running backs coach Tony Alford, coming over from Butler. He's an upperclassman, but he hasn't played at all at Butler. So this is one of those things where, I mean, he seems like he could go off. Who knows? Hopefully I'm wrong and he goes nuts. You never know. But this seems more of an ad for Tony Alford, that he can coach with his son. And he seems like a great kid. And I'm sure same thing. He's going to be great in the locker room, great in practice, great with like the scout team, playing on special teams as a gunner or something like that. We'll see what he does. Hopefully he'll get in some games. Hopefully we have a lot of blowouts this year, which is something we did not see under Sean Moore. Even the lower rated teams, a lot of times we didn't blow them out. But hopefully he'll get in some playing time, but he's one I don't see making a big impact on the field, but behind the scenes. And then we've got two freshmen. One, I really like them both. One I think is more likely to get in and get some reps than the other. So we'll start with the less likely is Jalen Pyle. I do think he has a lot of talent. I talked about him in my 3-star studs or duds video. Check that out if you haven't yet. He had some great numbers in high school. He's very athletic, can do a lot of things. But I just think there's too much ahead of him. He'll probably redshirt this year. I'm sure he'll get some plays in when the game's out of hand. He'll get a lot of reps in practice and things like that. But I don't see him cracking into that consistent lineup with wide receiver. But the other freshman coming in, Travis Johnson, I do. Another fantastic wide receiver coming in. If normally, like with Michigan team last year, he probably would have had an Andrew Marsh type year, gotten a lot of opportunity to play and carved out a role. This year that may be harder for him with what he has ahead of him, but he will get a chance. He'll get in some plays. He'll get in. He might appear in every game and have an opportunity to get a catch, but he's not going to be a huge part of the offense, but he will get some opportunity. So there you go. Receiver room looks stacked. A lot of potential, a lot of talent, a good mix of experience and just chomping at the bit to get some experience. And I cannot wait to see how it all plays out with Jason Beck calling the shots. It's going to be awesome. Michigan basketball team is playing Northwestern tonight on the road at Northwestern. Big Ten road games are never easy. Northwestern does have double-digit Big Ten losses. They've lost 9 of 11. They're not a great team, but they play hard. They play hard, and they have some young guys that are really starting to take off. They have a freshman point guard who had his best game of the year against Iowa, scored 18 points. They also have the Big Ten leading scorer, forward Nick Martinelli. So they're no slouches. And their freshman point guard, Walsh, he can get hot from 3-point range. So keys to victory are going to be a lot of the times what they have been. They've got a good big man. They have a good point guard who can make threes. So they're going to have these 3 things go right for Michigan to beat Northwestern. And they're saying the right things. They say they don't take anyone lightly anymore after the Penn State game, after the Maryland game that was tight. And losing to Wisconsin. They know every game's tough. They got to play whistle to whistle. And if they do that, they're in good shape. But they have got to do these 3 things. 1, high energy perimeter defense. They need to guard the 3 well. They need to rotate. They need to pay attention. Don't get caught watching the ball. Get over there, get a hand in their face, make it tough, play the good defense they're capable of. And even if shots are falling for Northwestern, keep at it because it will change because of their length and their defense they play. Also, they need to win in the paint and on the rebound game. Keep Martinelli, keep his impact as low as possible. Win the rebound on offense, the rebound game on offense, defense, score more points in the paint, play good defense down there, make it tough for him, frustrate him, so that will go a long way in helping Michigan win. And finally, what they've been doing lately, cut down on turnovers, keep the turnovers down, keep the extra opportunities and possessions down for the other team. Don't let them go on runs and get excited and get the crowd into it. If Michigan does these things, they should be able to win this game very easily. They are superiorly talented compared to Northwestern, but Northwestern does have some good players and they can get hot. And it's going to be on the road late at night in a place that'll probably be hopping because Michigan's there. So They just need to be careful, play their game, do these things, they will win, and it will be a good thing. So look forward to the game tonight. Now it's time to talk about the question of the day results from yesterday, in which I asked, which of these 4 players do you think will live up to their hype for next year? Probably should have said more like, who will meet expectations, not so much hype, because they are all players that are expected to do well. But you could have chosen from Jordan Marshall, Andrew Marsh, Jair Hill, or J.J. Buchanan. That one's probably a little bit of hype. Results are in, and here they are. And by a landslide, the winner was Jordan Marshall. Dude is rock solid. Count on him every game to just tear it up. I would agree with this. I hope he has a full, healthy season to show us what he can do as the main guy. I'm really excited to see it. I love watching him run. He has amazing vision. He's got great speed, and he's really a powerful, strong runner who can shift around, hit the hole, juke, make people miss, but he also can run through some dudes and just wear down a defense. So we're blessed to have him, and I can't wait to watch him next year. Andrew Marsh, same thing, amazing receiver. Cannot wait to see him get to be the guy from day one and get lots of targets every game and have a lot of great weapons around him so that he gets more opportunity to shine. That's going to be awesome. J.J. Buchanan, same thing, coming in. No question, you are a receiver. Do your thing. I can't wait to see what he does. And Jair Hill, defense isn't always sexy, but I think he's going to have a great kind of traditional Michigan defensive back season. I think Jay Hill's going to help put him in the right spot. I think our defense will be better, better coached, better fundamentally, and I think that he is going to have a special season next year. And he's going to have a lot more in that secondary safety and cornerback room. There's a lot more pieces, I think, that are really going to shine. That's going to help him out as well. So thanks for voting, everybody. Again, I ask a question of the day every day to you Michigan fans. If you didn't vote today, after this video, head over to the community poll, head over to the community tab, and vote on today's question of the day. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Maize and Bluebeard podcast. Thank you again for hanging out with me. It means the world to me. You take time out of your day to talk Michigan sports with me. If this is your first time here, brand new channel. We're coming up on a month. It's been going awesome. I would love it if you would subscribe, consider it. Also, hit that like button and be sure to leave a comment down below. I respond to everyone and I love talking to you Michigan fans. So please leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the wide receiver room, who your favorite wide receiver is in there. Throw me a score prediction for the Northwestern game. Let's have some fun. And I'll talk to you down there. But that's going to do it. That's all I got. So I'll see you in the next video. And until then, have a fantastic day. And as always, go Blue.